If you're having trouble blending your bio hair into your hair topper, this video is for you. I'm gonna give you a really in-depth look at exactly what you can do to help blend it. Now, a lot of times this is trickier if you have very sparse hair right in front here. I actually don't struggle with this area as much, being super thin, so it's not as obvious on me. But if your hair is really thin up here, this is even more noticeable. Sometimes what can happen is we will just try to compensate for that, and we will pull this topper all the way forward so that none of our bio hair is out. But when we do that, this can look kind of harsh and it starts to look wiggy. So I want to kind of give you some tips on how you can still incorporate your bio hair but make it look a little bit more natural and ease that transition a little bit. And before I get too far into this is not my hair topper. This is just my sample one. I left mine at home, so I'm just going to show you with this one. So keep in mind that this color is not right for me, like the color is not going to blend with my hair at all, but that sometimes can help even more because these tricks should make it blend easier even with the color off. So the first thing that I always try when I'm trying to help someone blend their front hairline is let's do a little bit of prep to our bio hair so that it's got a little bit more lift and texture and doesn't lay as flat and thin to our head. That will help right there. So this is what I do when I prep my own hair most days. I go in with some kind of volumizing product. It does not have to be the specific one. I really like the Unite Liquid Volume. Because you can spray it in wet hair or dry hair. I just really like it. It gives your hair some grip. You can definitely feel it. You want a product that is not necessarily lightweight for this. You want something that you're gonna actually feel. Something else you can use, and I'll use this one in this video just because I have a ton of videos showing the other one, but this is like a sea salt spray. This is from the brand Intersense that I love. But our main goal is basically just to kind of rough up this front area, give it some lift, give it some volume, and try to erase our part line as much as possible. So first I go in with just a spray or two of water. Okay, that came out really fast, so just one spray is fine. Then I'm gonna go in with my product of choice. You don't need a lot if you have the right type of product, but I'm just gonna spritz in there and then just kind of rub it into all of those little hairs. Then I'm going in with a hairdryer. I really recommend having a nozzle on your hairdryer because this will direct the airflow in the direction you want it to go. And I'm gonna go back and kind of side to side. I'm not really worried about it looking good. I just want to do my best to erase any natural part that I've got in there and give this some lift, and I want it to go back. Okay, when you're done, you should have some type of lift. Again, I know that I'm not super thin in front, so if yours is not as strong as this, that's okay. Then my next optional tip is, I don't generally do this, but if you are someone that has very light, sparse hair in front, this may be a tip for you, is to go in with some type of hair fibers or even just a spray color. I don't have any hair fibers on me right now, but I do have this Root Touch Up spray. You can go in and spray this just how it is. I find that a little hard and a little scary because you have to, it just can go everywhere, so it can be kind of messy. And I don't recommend spraying this when you're wearing your topper because some of these can stain the cap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go in with a little spoolie brush. I'm gonna spray it pretty heavily on there and then I'll brush it in. And then just kind of go in there and brush those out. I think hair fibers work really good for this, especially if you have really thin hair in this front area. But everyone's different. You could also go in with one of the powders and go in there, but basically I'm just trying to fill in that area to make it look a little bit more dense than it is. Okay, next it's coming to actually clipping it in. I'm gonna show you with a center clip because most toppers out there will have a center clip. So I'll do that one. Okay, I'm going to kind of loosely part my hair out. I'm pulling all of this forward. I'm gonna flip back And okay, this is also important. I don't want to just put this in and set it there. I want to almost scoop forward and then scoop back. So I'm pushing some of my hair out of the way. And it will take a little time to figure out exactly how close to your face you want this and how far back. I generally say wear it as close as you possibly can while still having some of your bio hair out, just because it's going to look the most natural that way. And then a lot of people I see skip this step, but please don't skip this step because I think it makes a huge difference. But I'm just going to go in and brush it together. So I'm holding down where that clip is so that I don't pull any of my own hair, and I'm brushing back. I find something else that helps when you are trying to blend your front hairline is if your hair is parted slightly off of where the topper is. So like I wear my toppers parted down the center, and then I just take a little bit from the side of my hair and push it over that way, just because I feel like it helps to break up that line. So once you have this all brushed back together, again, this piece has not been cut or anything. This is my sample, but you'll get the idea. Take some of this over, and then I kind of will work it and kind of pinch it together, and for lack of a better term, I just futz with it. So you can see, even though this isn't my color, this is a much better transition. And it just looks a lot more natural. It doesn't look nearly as fake because I've got a little bit of a lift here. Traditionally, we think of wigs and fake hair of like laying down flat on our face because that's kind of like the typical Halloween store wig, but I feel like this looks so much better. And then if you are concerned, some people's hair will stay like this, no problem, but you can always go in and just spray some hairspray right underneath here just to make it stay throughout the day. But that is what I do. And then one last tip, if you are really still struggling with this front area, like if this just still feels way too thick, let me take this off and show you what you can do. Most toppers have this front clip here, right? And which is great, but it does add a little bit of bulk because there's something here right in the middle there. So what you can do is remove this clip or move it depending on your topper type and have this front area tight. Now in my toppers, they come with 6 clips like this. These are the 5x6 size. So in my 5x6, they all come with 6 clips now. What you can do is just cut this one out and then use these 2 clips to clip it into your head. That's nice for a few reasons. It makes this area flatter. And if you are really thin up front here, sometimes it's not a really good idea to have that clip anyways. When you put on the topper, it also helps you see what you're doing a little bit better. Because if I'm trying to clip on with this middle clip, you know, it's like my thumbs are in the way, I can't exactly see. But if you're clipping just with these 2 sides, suddenly you can see. So I'll show you kind of what I mean. And you could even do this without removing this clip. You could just leave it there. So I'm gonna pull my hair forward. Oh my gosh, look at the gray hair. Okay, and I'm holding those clips, and then I can see exactly how close. So like here, when I'm doing here, like no, 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 no. But then when I get here, it's like, okay, I think that's pretty good. Scoop, clip those down together, and then brush this, and it's easier to see, if that makes sense. Alternatively, if you have a different type of topper or a different size, and you can't totally remove that clip, you can move it. For example, this is my smaller size. This is a 3" by 6". So there's only 1 clip in the center here. Cut this out and move it to the side. And then what I would probably do is I would probably just move this one, like remove this, move it up here, and then just get rid of this one altogether, and then you would have 3 clips. That's usually totally fine. And that just helps to eliminate that bulk right in the front middle there. It's pretty easy to sew the clips on. I mean, it's not that big a deal. There's videos online, you can do it. I will move clips for you, so you can that's always an option if you want to just send your piece to me and I can make adjustments for you. It's something you can definitely do yourself, but that is another option that might help this lay even flatter. So if you tried all those and none of those really worked, it's possible that you may need a different type of hair option. If you still want to go the topper route, they do make a type of topper called a lace front topper. And with something like that, it's going to recreate the hairline for you. So you don't incorporate your bio hair with it. It would have a lace here that you would have to, in most cases, you'd have to glue down using a little bit of wig adhesive or even a little hair gel to hold it down. And if that seems too annoying and like too much work, you may actually just be a better candidate for a full-on glueless wig, because you can just throw it on and you don't have to worry about futzing with your hairline to make it right every day. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I would love to help you. I want to make toppers work for as many people as possible because they have truly changed my life.